In 2017, a research paper came out with an almost cocky title, "Attention is all you need," and it turned out to be right. That one idea, attention, is the reason every AI you use today exists. Chatbots, coding assistants, the whole lot, all of it built on this. In my last video, we saw that a language model turns words into points in a space of meaning. But there was a piece I skipped, the magic piece. The thing that lets a model understand a whole sentence instead of just isolated words. Today we open up attention, and I promise, by the end you'll actually get it. Quick recall, 30 seconds. A language model breaks text into tokens and turns each one into an embedding, a position in a giant space of meaning. Cat sits near dog, king near queen. Good, but here's the catch that breaks everything. On its own, a word's embedding is context-free. It's the average meaning of the word with no idea what's around it. Look at this sentence. The animal didn't cross the street because it was too tired. What's it? The animal, obviously. Now change one word because it was too wide. Suddenly, it is the street. You figured that out instantly by looking at the other words. The model has to do the same thing. Each word needs to look around and update its meaning from its neighbors. That looking around is attention. Before attention, models read like this, one word at a time, left to right, cramming everything they'd seen so far into a single running memory. And that had a fatal flaw. By the end of a long sentence, the beginning had basically faded away. The memory bag leaked. Connect a word to something 20 words back. Forget it. It was also painfully slow, strictly one step after another, no skipping ahead. The 2017 idea threw all of that out with one radical move. What if every word could look at every other word directly all at once? No fading, no waiting in line. That's the leap. Here's the whole idea in one picture. Think of every word in the sentence as a person at a party. Each word turns to the room and asks a question. Who here is relevant to me? Take our word it. It broadcasts. I'm a pronoun looking for what I refer to who fits. Every other word answers with a strength. Animal shouts back loudly me. Street murmurs faintly. The word that says basically nothing. It listens, weighs the answers, and pulls its own meaning toward the loudest, most relevant one, toward animal. Every word does this at the same time to every other word. That is attention. To run that conversation, each word generates three things from its embedding. This is the heart of it. Think of it like a dating app or a library search. First, a query. That's what a word is looking for. Our word it has a query that means, I want the noun I refer to. Second, a key. That's what a word advertises about itself, its profile, its label. Animal has a key that says, I'm a concrete noun, a living thing. Third, a value. That's the actual information a word hands over if it's chosen, its real content. Now the matching. Every word's query is compared against every other word's key. When a query and a key match well, it looking for a noun, animal advertising I'm a noun, that's a high attention score. And the better the match, the more of that word's value flows over. So it pulls in a big dose of animal's meaning and almost none of these. Query, what I want. Key, what I've got. Value, what I give. But one conversation isn't enough. Language is layered. In a single sentence, you're tracking grammar and who refers to whom and tone and logic all at once. So attention doesn't run once. It runs many times in parallel. These are called heads. One head is obsessed with grammar. It links subjects to verbs. Another only cares about pronouns. It links it to animal. Another tracks emotional tone. Each head runs its own query key value conversation, catching a different kind of relationship. Then all their findings get merged back together. That's multi-head attention. Now the last move, and it's why it's called a transformer. You take this whole attention operation, and you stack it, dozens of layers deep. And something beautiful happens as you climb. In the bottom layers, words attend to simple, local stuff. The word right next to them, basic grammar. Move up and the attention gets more abstract. It starts linking whole phrases, then clauses, then the overall theme of the entire passage. By the top layer, each word isn't really a word anymore. It's a word transformed, soaked in the full context. It now firmly means the animal. Bank definitively means riverbank, not money. That's a transformer. Attention, stacked into layers, each one refining meaning a little more. The T in GPT is literally named after this transformation. So why did this one idea take over everything? Two reasons. One, no more forgetting. Because every word connects to every other word directly, distance stops mattering. A word 50 back is as easy to reach as its neighbor. Two, and this one's secretly the biggest, parallelism. The old way was single file, one word then the next, then the next. Slow. Attention processes the whole sentence at once. And all at once is exactly what a GPU is built for. That meant you could train on staggering amounts of text, incredibly fast. Which unlocked the golden rule of modern AI. Make it bigger, more data, more layers, and it just keeps getting smarter. Attention understood language better in a way you could scale to the moon. And that is the whole game. So that's attention. Every word asks every other word. Do you matter to me? It answers with queries, keys, and values, wants, haves, and goods. It runs many of those conversations at once, stacks them into layers, and out comes language, truly understood in context. Quick honesty, I gave you the intuition. Under the hood, there's real math, matrices, a bit of probability, but the idea you just learned is the actual idea. The math is just how it's spelled out. This is the engine under every model, agent, and tool on this channel. Next, I'd go to how models pull in outside knowledge, that's RAG. Subscribe for AI explained visually and tell me in the comments, did query key value finally click?